Dr. Hellemans walks through a research laboratory at Carleton University. She passes by pristine workstations and enters a conference room. She opens the door and smiles at the camera. Text on screen, Dr. Kim Hellemans, Ph.D., Associate Dean of Science, Carleton University.
My name is Dr. Kim Hellemans, and I'm a professor in neuroscience at Carleton University. And my research program really explores how young adults use cannabis products.
Dr. Hellemans takes a seat in the conference room. Sound and lighting equipment can be seen around her as she settles into a chair.
What I would say is why I would have concerns about teen use of cannabis products.
Dr. Hellemans appears full screen. The camera shows various angles of her as she speaks. She is passionately expressive with her hands and arms to help emphasize the points she is making.
It relates to why do we have a legal age when we first use cannabis products? And that's because the brain is still developing. The younger you are when you start using cannabis products, it relates to more harms later in life. We know that there is these relationships between using cannabis products, particularly high THC content products, and the development of things like depression and anxiety, and in particular psychosis and psychotic-related disorders like schizophrenia. So a lot of people use cannabis products because they're self-medicating. They might have low mood, they might be feeling depressed or they're anxious. And over time, what happens is that your low mood gets lower and lower and lower, and your anxiety gets higher and higher and higher. So daily or near daily use of cannabis products over time will have a significant impact on your baseline mood. And in particular, if you're using products that are high potency, and what that means is really high concentration of THC, this is where we're really in a high-risk category or territory. So initially people use and they're with their friends, and this becomes a very recreational or a way to bond with their peers. But over time, daily or near daily cannabis use, what we tend to see is social withdrawal, loss of motivation and energy. The reality is that when we take substances regularly and when we develop addictions, they target key brain regions that are involved in decision-making, and as well as reward, learning, and memory. And over time, the regions of the brain that are involved in making decisions are actually compromised. What's really important to know is that sometimes substance use is used as a way to cope with stress, right? It is, I'm not feeling great today, I've had a stressful day, using this makes me feel better, right? And the reality is that to be empowered with other coping strategies and other ways in which to manage stress, that's the joy of life, right? So if we engage in things like learning new recipes, finding recipes online, dancing, going out with friends, going for a run, these are all incredible ways that you're actually training your nervous system to experience joyful moments that are naturally produced with those endorphins and those bonding hormones instead of a substance where the brain quickly learns, oh.
Dr. Hellemans snaps her fingers to emphasize this point.
This feels good, this feels right, but can have long-term, very negative consequences. So the more we turn to those other more healthy social coping strategies, the better it is for our health and wellness. Full stop.
Text on screen. To learn more about cannabis and mental health, visit canada.ca/cannabis. The Canada wordmark appears, and the O Canada musical signature is heard.